Well, I'm on the run. I'm being chased out of New York City by a nor'easter. Well, we got that going on. We got Carnival returning to a location it hasn't been to in 15 years. And we also have some cruisers out there that's saying they should rename Norwegian Cruise Line to Norwegian. Norwegian. They made some changes that have made some people upset. Yeah, all that and more on today's episode of The Cruise Show.
All aboard! Your ship is leaving. Talking about everything going on in cruising. It's the Little Loca time. It's the Cruise Show. It's the Cruise Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lita Loca. Welcome to The Cruise Show. I am your host, Tony, here to talk you through everything going on in cruising. It's everything going on in cruising for your face. It's for your face on a Sunday the 12th of October, 2025. And I'm on the Enchanted Princess. I'm on location. This is my cabin. Welcome, everybody. And let me show you what it looks like outside of the cabin. We are in not too bad of weather. I mean, we got chased out of New York City. We got chased out of New York City by a storm, a nor'easter, they say. It's going to come right up the coast. But our seas are a little choppy. I know people are in worse seas today. We were supposed to go to Newport, Rhode Island today, but that port has been skipped. And we're going to make land in Boston at 6 p.m. tonight. And then we're also going to stay in Boston all day tomorrow and then head on to Portland, Maine. That's cruising. Everybody seems to be in good spirits here. And this is a beautiful cruise ship. A great couple days in New York. I got to check off some bucket list artwork visitation. I went to the Museum of Modern Art in New York and just saw some fantastic, famous art and some art I'd never seen before, including Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh. And I thought it would be bigger, but it was perfect once I saw it. But for some reason, some of these pieces of art I think are going to be huge. I also saw Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory, which is a super famous work, and it was small too. A big contrast to some of the big works of Dali that you see in the Florida Museum. But this is why we travel, so that we can see those things that we only know from books and from TV and from video. And it was fantastic. Okay, let's talk about these storms that are impacting cruising. First, I told you we're impacted from the nor'easter coming into New York. It's pushed us up the coast with a little more expeditiousness than we had planned. We also have the Carnival Sunshine that is trying to get back into Norfolk, Virginia. That was supposed to be back there this morning, Sunday, October the 12th. The Norfolk Channel is closed because of the storm. So that means that ship can't get back and that ship can't, disembark and re-embark passengers. They're extending, of course, the cruise that's going on, but they're working out a plan for a Monday embarkation. So hopefully the storm will pass, the sunshine can come in, and they can embark passengers tomorrow. But and then it's not just the East Coast. We also have this story coming out from Carnival where they had to change on the West Coast because of a storm, causing them to go to a cruise port that they haven't been to in 15 years. The Carnival Legend, because of a storm, had to change its itinerary, and it's made a surprise visit to Acapulco in Mexico. And that's the first time that a Carnival cruise ship has been in Acapulco in 15 years. This unplanned stop occurred during the Carnival Legends 16-day repositioning cruise from California to Galveston, Texas. They're going to do a full transit of the Panama Canal in just a few days, and then they'll end up in Galveston on October the 22nd. But it's funny, Acapulco is one of those, that's what I always thought about when I thought about cruising, because the Love Boat was always going to Acapulco. And I think there's some scheduled stops to Acapulco next year. But this one was unscheduled, and the first time Carnival been there, been to Acapulco in 15 years. All right, I guess let's talk about a few changes that Norwegian Cruise Line has made over the last few days that has some disgruntled cruisers calling Norwegian Norwegian. No. The first one that was notable, I mean, we talked about this last week, that they came out with a change to their main dining room included food policy that said if you want 2 entrees in the main dining room, you're going to have to pay $5 for the second one. That's a big change. Normally you could get as many entrees as you want, and they say it's all, to reduce food waste, that kind of thing. But now if you want a second entree, $5. So that's an interesting change. The big change, maybe it's me. I feel like I'm cursing these cruise lines because a few weeks ago I was bragging about how one of the coolest things about Virgin Voyages is that they include the gratuities. That you don't have a separate line item, that you don't have to think about gratuities. It's all a part of the price. And then after I said that, they came out and changed it. And now on Virgin, there's a line item for gratuities. And we're back into the whole, challenging gratuity conversation when it comes to cruising. And then I said, before, one of the cool things about going to the private island for Norwegian Cruise Line, Great Stirrup Cay, is that the drink package works over there. And, this was in contrast to what Carnival Cruise Line decided to do with Celebration Key, where they're not, letting the drink package work. Royal Caribbean's got this thing locked down. The drink package works on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. And I was kind of going, come on, Carnival, Royal does it, Norwegian does it. Why are you not, letting the drink package work on the private island experience? And well, Norwegian came out and said, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. We are going to Norwegian that thing. They're doing a lot of enhancements to Great Stirrup Cay, which I think is very exciting. They're building a water park there. There's going to be a swimming pool. There's going to be a lazy river. I think that's going to continue. It's a great private island as is. It's just a beach kind of day. I think these enhancements will be amazing, but the big takeaway is that your drink package won't work anymore, and in its place, that you can now buy an additional drink package. And then, kind of just as that's settling in, we get word out of another change. I don't know how official this change is because we're hearing that it's only happening on one Norwegian cruise ship. A word is coming off of the Norwegian Sun that there is a restriction on room service. And so, back in the day, there used to be free room service. Now, like Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Carnival, everything on their menu is a la carte, but Norwegian and Royal Caribbean have a flat fee. I can't remember what Royals is, but Norwegian is like $4.95 for breakfast and $9.95 for after breakfast. And in the past, you could just order as much stuff off of the room service menu as you wanted for that flat fee plus gratuity, and they would bring it to you. Well, now guests are reporting on the Norwegian Sun that there is a restriction that said for your $9.95, you can only order one hot item and one cold item. And whatever that means. Does that mean I guess you could get a salad and then like a burger? Or I'm assuming that my friend Don was talking about it. I would be surprised if they were like, well, the burger and the fries are different than the coleslaw. So I'm assuming that whatever the entree is, if it's got a hot component, that's the hot. And then I'm assuming that the cold means like salad or appetizer. Where does dessert fit in this? I get, dessert's cold, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing this. I guess, it's the economy, it's inflation, it's, the drive to be profitable, all of those kind of things. But again, I wish these cruise companies would look at their operating cost and, shave out their profit on operating costs instead of things that are so overtly changing for the customer. And, sometimes you have to do that, and sometimes you have to understand how those changes will impact the customer, and these cruise lines have a good idea of how much they can make people mad and still keep people's business. But I don't like that. I don't like that mode of operation. I like it better when you figure out a way to be more profitable other ways, but it seems like they're pulling levers that are going to make them more profitable at the expense of customers. I don't know, man. Like, I guess you have to assume that a lot of people are abusing the room service, being able to get a lot of food, or there's enough data out there that says if we put this restriction in place, we're going to make more money. I don't know what it is, but it's disappointing. It's disappointing. And I'm saying no to Norwegian. Don't do it. Keep giving that good customer experience and people will come back. That's everything that's going on in cruising. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. This is Tony for the Cruise Show. And until the next time, we'll see you on the Lido. Bye.